Hey, y'all. Dr. Sean Tassone, America's Holistic Gynecologist, author of the Hormone Balance Bible, for sale right now on Amazon. If you were wondering which one of these crazy hormones you might need, you might want, um, check it out. It's on Amazon, $14. And there's a quiz you can take, tassonemd.com/quiz. If you don't have time or orders to do the blood draw that you might need to actually get your hormones checked, the quiz is just a good place to start to get you where you want to be. Now, I wanted to make you all aware. I had a post like this a little earlier, a few months back, talking about the safety of estradiol. I think women, if there was one hormone that women were the most afraid of, and not just women, but doctors in general, if there was one hormone that caused the most amount of unwarranted fear, it's estrogen. Second would probably be testosterone for different reasons. But estrogen invokes the fear of cancer, the fear of death, the fear of blood clots. And it's really unfortunate because estrogen is actually a wonderful, wonderful hormone. But what about those women that are over the age of 60 who are always being told you can't go on it, you missed your window, you're going to die if you go on estrogen? What about those women who are out there with osteoporosis, osteopenia, suffering with vaginal dryness, horrible libido because it hurts when they have sex, that might have tons of estrogen deprivation symptoms? What about those women? What can we tell those women? A new study just came out a few months ago that showed that women in their 60s actually have decreased rates of breast, colon, and lung cancers. Now, let me rephrase that. Lower risks and maybe even protective effects estrogen has on breast, lung, and colon tissue in the 60s. Also, decreased rates of dementia and decreased overall 19% reduction in mortality, meaning they died less if they went on estrogen in their 60s. Is that to say it's perfectly safe? I mean, no, you can never say that about any medication. But hey, let's put to bed this rumor, this BS rumor that estrogen is bad for women in their 60s or that it's bad for women at all, because it's not. It's actually great. And the science has shown it. And this was in 10 million women. So please, 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 if you do anything for me, share this video so that women can see it. I have been amazed at the number of women in their 60s that are on YouTube. You're out there, you're looking for information. And I'm here to tell you, it's not to be feared. What's to be feared is breaking a hip because you have brittle bones. What's to be feared is the heart disease that goes along with no estrogen because your bad cholesterol goes up, your good cholesterol goes down. And heart disease is the number one killer of women in their 60s. Not breast cancer, heart disease. Now, what if I have breast cancer? Well, that's a different story, because now you might have a breast cancer that has an estrogen receptor on it, and we want to work with your oncologist and your cancer team. But if you have personally no history of breast cancer in your family, or in yourself, I mean, even in the family, it doesn't really change things. Is estradiol safe? And the short answer is if everything else is controlled for. Jazz hands. If everything else is controlled for, it seems to be pretty protective against breast, colon, and lung cancer, dementia, and death. So I want everyone to know this, and I want to spread this around. I want you to share this, because I think the more women that know this, the more women who bring this to their doctors and say, we need to change this narrative. I'm not going to suffer through menopause because your menopausal education is run by NAMS, or you haven't read an article in 20 freaking years. That's what we need to say to the doctors. Well, that comment is in a different language, and I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. But But thanks for the comments. And if you have a question, let me know. But I just wanted to pop on here, and I want you to share this because I'm going to keep it short. But I want all those women out there that are in their late 50s, like Janice, mid 60s, and beyond. Can I start estrogen? And the short answer is yes, you certainly can. I would recommend that women in that age group probably get what's called a calcium artery score, a CAT. Because the only thing that we want to do, and we want to make sure that when we're starting estradiol in that later phase of life, is a woman that hasn't been on hormones, been on estrogen for over 10 years, or that has been menopausal for more than 10 years without hormones, or over the age of 63. There is an increased rate of potential heart attack because if you have calcified plaques in your coronary arteries and you start estrogen, there's always a small chance that that estrogen could soften that calcium and break a piece off. Now, that's extremely rare. It's probably 1 in 1,500, but it's there. And so I have 100% trust in you. I already feel better after 2 months. See? Let's give Liz a hand. She took the leap. She feels better. And that's really what matters, is we want you feeling better, because even if there was a risk, and there isn't in this group, you want to live the best life possible, right? You want to be out there functioning. You want to have a good sex life. You want to be out there functioning and doing the things you want to do. And estradiol can help you do that. Estradiol is not a bad hormone. What we were afraid of 16, 17 years ago with the Women's Health Initiative was Prempro, which isn't even the bioidenticals that we're prescribing today. So who knows if it's even the same. Thank you, and I will be 62 in November. Again, congrats. And that's how every woman should be. That's why I want you to share this video. Share the video, because I think the more women we can reach, we can change the needle. We can have, doctors are, as much as they like to think they're in control of this narrative, they respond to you, the consumer. Because here's the thing, if you're constantly coming in, hey, here's this, I want estrogen, they're going to eventually start looking, okay? Because the last thing a business owner wants to do is lose clients, and you are a client, and you're going to show your support with your feet, with your visits. And if they're losing patients because of this narrative, then they're going to figure it out. You bringing them this information, you bringing them your wants and your desires, is going to help move the needle. So the more women that see this video, and the last time I talked about this, we had 250,000 views. I want to beat that. I want to reach 1 million women. I want 1 million women to see this message, and I want them to share it, and I want them to scream it. So what's the message? Estrogen, in most cases, is safe. And not only is it safe, it can be preventive for breast, colon, and lung cancers. It can be protective. It can decrease the rates of dementia. So for women that have a significant history of dementia in your family, it could be extremely helpful. So please do me a favor, share this video with friends. I was surprised at the number of women over the age of 65 that are out there looking. I just didn't know. I think we assume that you all are out there and you're happy and you're fine and you've gotten through menopause and you're not suffering. Although what I have found is that you've been gaslighted so much and put on antidepressants and other things like Veoza and things, because doctors are so afraid, that you've probably just stopped asking. I'm 64 and on estradiol since I had a hysterectomy at 41, no problems. 68 in September, been on estradiol since December, feeling amazing, going Wednesday to get blood work done. Good. See, these are all positive stories. And these women obviously have doctors that are helping them. I'm 60. Doctor gave me vaginal cream about 6 months ago. I hate this. So here's the thing with your doctor. They're afraid. They're afraid of estrogen. If they weren't afraid, they wouldn't give you a cream. First of all, creams are dumb. If you have like something like breast cancer and they don't want you on estrogen, I understand that. And that would be a good time for cream, because with low doses, we can help the vagina but you don't get the systemic release that would stimulate, potentially stimulating a cancer cell. But to give it to somebody that's 60 shows that the doctor is out of touch, hasn't read an article in 20 years, and is afraid of estrogen. So keep that in mind. And yes, what's being said by Liz, you have to advocate, 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 advocate. And the best way you can advocate right now is to share the videos, share this video, get out there, share it as much as you can, and see. I just want to see if we can reach 1 million women. We hit 250,000 before, and I think that we can do this with your help. I think sharing the video can help. Keep in mind, all this is done through channels with nurse practitioners, doctors, physician assistants, people that can prescribe medications. There is no way to supplement your way out of menopause. It just doesn't work. Now, you can live during menopause and not use hormones, but if you want to live that happy, productive lifestyle, don't be afraid of estrogen. Please, please, please don't be afraid of estrogen unless you have specific risk factors for estrogen. Don't be afraid of it. Share the videos. Go out and talk about it. Move the needle. We're trying to move the needle. We're trying to get the doctors to actually read this stuff and look at it. I hope y'all are having a good start to your week. I'm Dr. Sean Tassone. Hit the share button. Get people to subscribe. Let's share the message. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do a live again tomorrow. Have a great one.